starting to chase pitches.
If you've been watching us, sorry about that. I accidentally had Becky Niece's microphone turned off.
Hey, that might not be a bad thing. My intro was great, by the way, in case you missed it.
We were just talking away, and I looked at it and was like, "There's no audio coming out." And sure enough, I had the mic muted. So my
we,
apologies on that.
we have a 2-1 count on Bella Napier for the Breathitt County Lady Cats. Low in the zone. We've got a 3-1. Bella Napier's being really patient. She was trying to look for that first strike to get onto that first strike, but now she's being really patient in the box and making sure that she gets something that she can drive. Noble is ready, and she fouls that back. The count is now full on Napier. And on the mound for the Wolfe County Lady Wolves is Sammy Noble. Um, she's coming into this game with a 2.43 ERA. She's not giving up a whole lot of runs. She's got a lot of pitches at her command, and she does a good job for the Lady Wolves. We're ready for the pitch. I apologize. There's a full count. Noble checks her sign. She's ready for her delivery. She goes down swinging for the first out for the Breathitt County Lady Cats half of the inning. Stepping into the box now is Mahala Bolin. She comes in with a 379 batting average. And it looks like everybody's grabbing sunglasses. We just talked about this earlier about and last night about the effects of the sun at this park. It really, really affects center field and right field, their visibility, first and second base as well. Possibly even the pitcher, depending on the angle of the sun. So everybody's just kind of being extra cautious there and putting on some shades.
And up until the game started, there were clouds covering the sun the entire time almost. So I don't think anybody was truly ready for what is a blaring sun now.
That was strike one called on bowling. The count is 0-1. Noble steps onto the mound, takes her sign. She's ready for her delivery. And bowling goes after that one. Strike two on her, 0-2. Last night and tonight so far, it looks like they're really looking to get on that first strike, put it into play, be aggressive. That's what you want to see. But they are also being, making sure that they're not chasing pitches. That one's outside for ball one. 1-2 on Bolin. The defensive lineup for Wolfe, Sammy Noble is on the mound. Taylor Sword is catching. Their first baseman is Abby Sloan. Second base is Emma Allen. Third base is Kenzie Miller. Shortstop is Reagan Patton. Left field is Harper Holbrook. Center field is Chloe Creech. And right field is Reagan Holbrook for the Wolfe County Lady Wolves. Again, outside to Bolin, the count is even 2-2. And I believe I said this earlier, I'm not sure if we were live. Sammy Noble coming into the game with a 2.43 ERA. So she's not giving up a whole lot of hits and runs this season. And Bolin goes down swinging for the second out of the inning. Raylan Back now steps into the box for the Breathitt County Lady Cats. She's coming in with a 396 batting average on the season.
We have an excellent pitcher here in pitcher with Wolfe County, Sammy Noble. As you can see, every one of the times that the Bobcats are swinging, they're swinging underneath the ball. So at the last second, it seems like that ball is kind of just rising up.
Yeah, I talked with someone earlier, and that was the one thing that they mentioned was the movement that Noble has on her pitches. and it just really confuses batters. And that is a swing and a miss for strike two. Back is 0-2 in the count. 2 outs in the top of the first. Noble checks her sign, steps in for her delivery. And that is strike three for the Lady Cats. That's 3 strikeouts to in this inning for Noble. The Lady Wolves, in their bottom half of the first inning, they will have Reagan Patton, Chloe Creech, Kenzie Miller up to bat. The Breathitt County Lady Cats, their defensive rotation will be Braylon Back will be on the mound. Mahala Bolin will be catching. Chloe Hayes will be at first base. Savannah Barnett will be at second base. Bella Napier will be at third base. Lexi Pelfrey at shortstop. Tinley Hayes in left field. Addie Sawyers in center field. And Taylor Smith in right field. And they are getting last minute warm ups here. Some last minute commentary from the coach for Raylan Back.
Raylan back with her dad, Coach back, helping her out here a little bit.
And while she takes her warm up pitches, Reagan Patton is coming into this game with a 295 as the leadoff for the Wolfe County Lady Wolves. And if you did miss the intro, calling the game tonight is James Strong, and I'm Rebecca Neese, and we are glad for you to join us on Bluegrass Sports Nation. We hope to bring as many of the postseason games as we can, so that people who aren't able to travel can tune in and watch the games with us. Looks like we're doing final throwdown here. Powwow on the mound, and then we're set and ready to go. It does look like Patton is going to turn around and bat from the left side of the box here. Possibly we'll see a slap hit or.
If I recall, she slap hit a lot. The last time the Bobcats met with the Wolves.
Gotcha. And that is strike one on Patton. Raylan Back is an eighth grader this year, coming into this game with an ERA of 2.99, which is super solid as an eighth grade pitcher on the mound. She's getting a lot of valuable experience for the Breathitt County Lady Cats and has a lot of years ahead of her to just keep getting better.
Yeah, I believe she also pitches for the middle school softball team here, and their middle school team went undefeated this year.
And that was a slap hit for Patton, and she did beat that out. Pelfrey fielded it clean, made a good throw. Patton just used her speed there to beat out that play at first base. So the Wolves have their first base runner, and Chloe Creech is stepping into the box. She comes in with a 522 batting average. She leads the Wolves in home runs this year, and it looks like she's bunting. And Patton is stealing, and she is safe at second base. A little overthrow there. Good backup by the second baseman. And Back is ready to deliver. She hits the third base, and the throw goes wild. And Patton will score. And Creech is safe at first. Wolfe County Wolves are on the board first. They've got one run across. They've got Chloe Creech at first base. Kenzie Miller in the box. She's hitting 367. Again, they're showing bunt and stealing that base. And so far, they have been successful on both attempts there for that. So back delivers and foul ball on Kenzie Miller. They're just simply moving runners into scoring position and then using their sticks to knock them in. That seems to be the strategy. Looks like they're going to be running a lot tonight. She does put it into play to Barnett at second base, and they get the out, and their throw goes wide at third, and Creech will score. So a sacrifice for Miller, and it looks like Coach back for Breathitt County wants to just settle his troops down a little bit, break that momentum. There is one out in the bottom of the first inning for the Wolfe County Lady Wolves, and they have two across. So the score is 2-0 at Kiwanis Park here in Breathitt County. And they are leading the Breathitt County Lady Cats.
Lady Cats off to a rough start with what I would consider to be two errors. A wild pitch to first, and then a wild pitch to third, or not a pitch, but a wild throw to first, and then a wild pitch to third as well, both happening in the first, or the bottom of the first here.
Absolutely. So for the Lady Wolves, we have Abby Sloan. She's coming into this game with a 4.14 batting average. She takes her first pitch for ball one. Count is 1-0. Got some cheering started here. She hits that ball foul down the right field line. Even the count at 1-1. Back checks her sign. Steps onto the mound for her delivery. And it is ball two. Be a little outside to Sloan. And she rips one up the middle there for a base hit. So again, the Wolfe County Wolves have a runner on. We'll see what they'll do in this situation. So far, they've been showing the bunt, stealing the base, and then
Moving that runner on up to scoring position.
Taylor Sword is the batter. She's coming in with a 366 batting average. We'll see if she shows the bunt here. Nope, she is swinging away. First strike. First strike swinging. Count is 0-1 on Sword. And Sloan is holding at first base. Pitch called low. 1-1 is the count to Sword. Again, it does not look like Sloan is looking to steal second base in this particular position. They've got one out. Fouled back by Sword. The score is 2-0 in the bottom of the first with one out. The Wolfe County Wolves are leading the Breathitt County Lady Cats. Pitch is outside. Count is even at 2-2. And I think here it's just battling a case of the nerves.
Oh, yeah. Breathitt with a very young team.
The umpire said she went on that. She checked her swing there, and the umpire did say she went. So that is the first strikeout of the inning for back, the second out of the inning for the Lady Wolves. And the pitcher, Sammy Noble, was coming up to bat with a 417 batting average. She takes the first pitch, ball one. Again, the lead is minimal by Sloan. She's just looking to see if Noble is going to get ahead here before she takes off. That's ball two on Noble. I find that pitchers are the hardest batters to face because they see the most pitches and they're so patient in the box. I always hated to pitch to a pitcher. She takes that pitch, ball three. It's 3-0 on Noble. We'll see if they've given her a red light or if they've given her the go ahead here. And the pitch was a little outside for ball four. So Noble is on with a walk. Sloan moves to second. We've got 2 outs in the bottom of the first. And the Wolfe County Lady Wolves are leading the Breathitt County Lady Cats 2-0. Reagan Holbrook stepping into the box. She comes in with a 354 batting average. First pitch by back is a strike. And I think if she can work ahead, it takes a lot of the pressure off of her in these situations. If she can get ahead of the batter. It's in the dirt, skips off of the catcher, and both runners advance. Count is 1-1. So we now have Sloan at third. We have Sammy Noble at second. And the count is 1-1 to Reagan Holbrook in the bottom of the first. She puts it into play. A deep fly ball to right field, and the right fielder, Taylor Smith, has it for the third out of the inning. But not before the Wolfe County Lady Wolves get 2 runs across on 2 hits and 2 errors and 1 base on balls.
So while they go to warm up, we will go and pay some bills, as they say, with our sponsors. So thank you for watching Bluegrass Sports Nation.
Everyone is going to leave this world. Don't leave your loved ones with the burden of your final expenses. At Breathitt Funeral Home, we offer low monthly payment plans for prearranged funerals and cremations that lock in the price. We offer direct cremation for only $13.95 and full-service funerals for only $5,400. Allow our family to serve your family and receive the personalized, dignified, professional care that you and your loved ones deserve. Breathitt Funeral Home, premium service at an affordable price, when only the best will do.
Welcome back to Kiwanis Park in Jackson, Kentucky for the finals of the 55th District Fast Pitch Softball Tournament. The Wolfe County Lady Wolves are currently leading the Breathitt County Lady Cats 2-0. We're in the top of the second inning, and up for the Breathitt County Lady Cats is Lexi Pelfrey. She comes into this game with a 463 batting average. She does lead the Lady Cats in home runs this season. She does have a lot of power. Yesterday she was just really getting on those pitches, and she hits the ball as hard as any player that I've seen. So she's always a threat in the box. And Noble is on the mound, set to deliver. And she gets ahead 0-1 on Pelfrey. Again, like I said, pitchers that can work ahead, um, especially with the pitches that Noble has, they tend to have a lot of success. But Pelfrey is not the easy out. She takes that one pitch outside, evens the count 1-1. Noble checks her sign, gets ready, set to deliver. And Pelfrey takes a good cut at that. For strike number 2, count is 1-2 on Pelfrey. She gets all of that just foul down the left field line. She jumped on that one very quickly. The count stays at 1-2. So Noble's checking her sign. Maybe she did a double check there. It looked seemed like she was looking at it a couple of times. She brings the off speed. Looks to be a little lower outside there for ball 2. The count is even 2-2 on Pelfrey. Definitely don't want to give her something that she can jump on here. That one looked to be an off speed or maybe a changeup down in the zone.
And the last one she made contact with, if that was lined out, that was in fact a homer.
Again, she just goes down and get it. She's probably one of the best hitters that I've seen that can just go down in the zone and get that low strike. Um, Yesterday, there was kind of a struggle across the board. Is if the umpire's giving you that low strike in the zone, it's very difficult if that's not what you're used to. But Pelfrey does that better, as good as anybody, really. Again, with the off speed, got her on the off speed there.
She kind of reached out for that one a little bit. Really, really wanted that hit.
Oh yeah, super anxious just to help her team, and that happens. So we have one out in the top of the second inning, and Tinley Hayes steps into the box. She comes in with a 426 batting average. I think once both teams kind of get a little settled in, we'll see a bit of a different game. She takes ball 1 and oh, she takes the first pitch strike from Noble. I apologize. From our angle, which is not, we're in center field, it did look as though it may have been a little inside um, on Hayes, but the count is 0-1 on Hayes. Noble set to deliver, and she goes to the outside corner there for strike 2. 0-2 on Hayes. Down in the zone, Hayes lays off of that one. Count is 1-2. We've got one out in the top of the second inning. And Hayes goes down swinging there for strike 2. I'm sorry, for the second out of the inning. It's 2 strikeouts for Noble.
Seems as though frustration may have set in there for Hayes a little bit and wanted to just swing at it to swing at it.
Stepping into the box for the Breathitt County Lady Cats is Taylor Smith. She comes in with a 311 batting average. Thought there was some discussion. Thought there was some discussion on the sideline there, but we're set. She takes a good cut at a strike. Count is 0-1. Yeah, I think it's just the nerves and just wanting to do well for your teammates and your team and yourself, and yeah, I can see the frustration of that situation. And again, Noble, she's just bringing the heat here, and that is 0-2 on Taylor Smith. Noble is super consistent in the zone. Not a lot of pitches get away from her. She hits her spots well. Not sure about on that one though.
It's the
She's
announcer's curse in
contradicted me
live
there.
action.
Count on Smith is 1-2. 2 outs in the top of the second inning. And she brings it back in. Smith goes down swinging for the third out of the inning. That's 6 strikeouts for Noble on the so far in the game. And for the Wolfe County Lady Wolves, we've got Emma Allen, Harper Holbrook, and Reagan Patton coming up in the bottom of the second inning.
Jackson Physical Therapy is your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic, serving Jackson and the surrounding areas. Owned by Colby Watts, Jackson Physical Therapy has a talented and experienced staff ready to meet all your physical therapy needs. Jackson Physical Therapy is a proud supporter of our local youth and sports teams. Call JPT at 666-9293 to schedule your appointment today and let us improve your quality of life.
100 years, Buckhorn Children and Family Services has been changing lives across Kentucky, providing compassionate care, healing, and hope to families in need. From addiction treatment to foster care, residential treatment, and more, our programs help families and individuals build strong, healthy futures. Whether it's through evidence-based treatment for children or life-changing support for adults, we're answering God's call to make a lasting impact. Join us in changing lives and restoring hope. Please visit buckhorn.org or send your support to Buckhorn Children and Family Services in Buckhorn, Kentucky. Together, we can build strong, thriving families.
An average. And it looks like coach is out for a second, just keeping everybody calm and collected there.
Tinley Hayes walked by telling us to lock in here.
It has gotten cooler, significantly so. We do have some dark clouds, but we've been checking the radar nonstop, and we're not supposed to get any kind of weather. And Allen is on the first strike swinging, and she dumps it into center field for a stand-up double. She just jumped all over that one.
Again, folks, if you're watching, we do have a 2-camera setup. However, our second camera isn't able to cover all of the infield or all of the outfield, so we have it kind of in between. But you still cannot see all of second base, so you'll be able to see them run off first, and right before they get to second, they run off screen. So we do want to apologize for that.
Harper Allen is the batter. She comes in with a 295 batting average. Immediately she goes to the bunt, pushing it down the first base line, which is exactly the position that you wanted to be in, so that Allen can advance, possibly even score on a really solid bunt. But it did go foul, so the count is 0-1 on Holbrook. And she swings on this one to center field for the first out. And Allen will hold at second base.
So far, it does seem like there are a few less nerves from the Breathitt County's defense. so far in this inning, and that's just with 2 hitters up, but still. The confidence level you can tell is much higher than what it was before.
Mm-hmm. And it's hard not to be that way in a district final. You just want to perform and do well. Patton steps into the box. She takes the first pitch. We've got a count of 2-0 now on Patton. She's 1 for 1 on the evening. She's checking the sign from the third base coach. Back's checking her sign. Here we go. And the count is 3-0 on Patton. So we'll see if she's got a red light here. And it does look like she does. Count is 3-1. And again, Patton is their slap hitter. She slap hit in the first to the shortstop and then just used her speed just to leg it out. So we'll see if that's the play here with Allen in scoring position. She fouled that one off. Counts full. So I'm not sure she's swinging at max power, just maybe to put it in play. Let's see what they go to here. She does. She puts it into play in left field, and the left fielder, Hayes, cannot come up with it. Her speed, she's at second base, and Allen will score. Just a little bit out of reach there on the line, and Hayes just couldn't get to it. So we have another run across. That is 3-0 for the Wolfe County Lady Wolves. And Chloe Creech, the center fielder, is in the box for the Wolves. And she gets all of that. And it is in the second field here at Kiwanis Park. So 2 more runs. Patton will cross and Creech for the Lady Wolves. That's 3 runs this inning with 1 out for the Wolfe County Lady Wolves in the bottom of the second inning.
That ball went clear over the fence of the softball field and into the other field next to us while the second game is going on.
Again, first strike swinging. She saw what the pitch that she wanted, and she just jumped on it. Kenzie Miller, I think they call that a CNI single. It just sees its way through past everybody into center field. She had a sacrifice in the first inning with a throw-in error that allowed a run to score in the first inning. She now has recorded a base hit. And Abby Sloan is stepping into the box. And she puts it through. And both runners are safe. So 2 runners on for the Wolfe County Lady Wolves. They are jumping on that first strike. The first strike that they see, they are jumping on it, and we are going to have a conference here on the mound.
I'll tell you what, we'll go to a quick commercial break while they're on the mound having a talk. Thanks again for watching Bluegrass Sports Nation.
Variety Pizza, located at 1189 Main Street in Jackson, has been family owned and operated for over 45 years, serving the community with fresh, homemade, and handcrafted pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. Carry out or stay and enjoy the newly renovated dining areas with private party spaces available. Stop by and see Lee and Al or call 666-5454 for Variety Pizza. Holbrook Equipment, located just off the Mountain Parkway in Campton, Kentucky, has been your hometown construction and agriculture equipment dealer since 1981. When you're looking for quality, dependable, and efficient equipment, Holbrook is where you can find it. Proud dealers of Kubota, Hyundai, Vermeer, and Lampride equipment, Holbrook prides themselves on matching each customer's unique needs with the equipment that will serve them the best. Come see them today and visit their website at holbrookequipment.com or give them a call at 606-668-7261.
So we have concluded our conference on the mound there. We're ready to get set again. We're in the bottom of the second. We have 2 runners on for the Wolfe County Lady Wolves with 1 out. And we have 3 runs across. They are leading the Breathitt County Lady Cats 5-0. And she jumps on that to the second baseman for the second out. And both of the runners, Kenzie Miller will advance to third. Abby Sloan will advance to second. And again, the pitcher, Sammy Noble, she walked in the first inning. Again, like I said, the pitcher to me is the hardest person to pitch to. They have the most patience. She takes that one for ball 1. They just see the most pitches and kind of can read them a little. I think they have an advantage on reading the pitch. I think that's the difference in just a regular batter. She jumps on that one over Hayes' head in left field. She's standing at second base, and they overthrow the cut there. She will advance to third, and both runners, Miller and Sloan, will score. So if I were scoring that, I would give her a double and then probably a throw-in error on that one. So we've got 5 runs across for the Wolves in this bottom of the second inning. 7-0 is your score. And Reagan Holbrook is your batter for the Wolfe County Lady Wolves. Trying to see if
Did have someone slow to getting up over on the Lady Cats side.
could you tell, was it the first baseman?
Yeah, first base.
I gotcha. So 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Sammy Noble's on third base, and Reagan Holbrook is your batter. Back checks the sign, and she jumps on that. The right fielder read that really well, Taylor Smith, and that is the 3rd out of the inning for the Lady Wolves. So we've got 5 runs on 6 hits for the Lady Wolves.
And we will take a break here on Bluegrass.
And bites and bargains. Wolfe County is naturally gorgeous, and Wolfe County Tourism invites you to stop in and try one of these great restaurants on your next visit.
Just up the road in Erlanger, Kentucky's own playing card company produces more than 5 billion cards a year. We know because we're Kentucky's insurance company, insuring all sorts of property damage involving your auto and home, but not your house of cards. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
Welcome back to Kiwanis Park. Rough half of the inning for the Breathitt County Lady Cats. They gave up 5 runs on 6 hits to the Lady Wolves. The score is now 7-0 in the top of the third inning. The Lady Cats are, this is their half of the inning, and they will have Addie Sagers, Chloe Hayes, and Savannah Barnett in the box facing Sammy Noble, who has 6 strikeouts on the night. Addie Sagers coming in with a 306 batting average. We're set to deliver here. She places a bunt, and they recover. Noble makes the play at first. I mean, that's the best kind. She just basically catches it on her bat and drops it where it stands. It doesn't roll. It didn't do anything. It just drops in the dirt, and that's the ones you have to kind of chase down and try to make a play. And Sagers has a really good speed, so that was a close play there. Chloe Hayes in the box. She's coming in with a 250 batting average. And again, places the bunt. It just goes foul down the third base line.
The Lady Cats really just need to get the ball in play here. That way they can show a little bit of life in what otherwise has been a very rough game so far for them.
They're trying a different strategy, and if something's not working, try something else. And then, until you figure it out, there's plenty of ball game left. Again, she puts the bunt down the first base line, and it is fielded. The second base comes over for the cover, so that's 2 outs in the inning for the Breathitt County Lady Cats. Good coverage there. Charging on the corners, and then your middle infielders collapse on the coverage. That was it. It looked really smooth. Savannah Barnett is your batter for the Breathitt County Lady Cats in the top of the third. She takes a good cut, maybe a little up in the zone. Again, I never find fault with the aggressiveness. If you're hitting decent pitches and you're in your first pitch swinging, I never, as a coach, I never find fault with that. So, again, she puts the bat on the ball, fouls it off for strike 2. Noble steps onto the mound, takes her sign there. We're ready for the delivery to Savannah Barnett in the top of the third. Pitches outside. Barnett lays off that one. Count is 1-2. She's also another one of their 8th graders, so she's getting some really valuable experience at this level, playing at this level. And as a defender goes, she's a fantastic defender. And everything else, I think, is just about experience at this point.
Absolutely, because a lot of the times you can tell how much knowledge they have of the sport by how they play defense, and she absolutely knows the sport in and out. It's just the experience. It will help her along the way over the next few years, progress on to that next level that she is aiming to get to.
She puts the ball in play to the shortstop. The shortstop handles it and makes the play at first for the 3rd out of the inning. And they're still looking for that first hit here. Going into the bottom of the 3rd inning. Going to play some defense and then see what they can come up with in the top of the 4th. The score is 7-0, the Wolfe County Lady Wolves.
At Hazard Community and Technical College, you are more than just a number. With our low faculty to student ratio, you'll get the personal attention and support you need to succeed. Our dedicated faculty is here to guide you every step of the way, helping you reach your goals in a community that cares. Choose HCTC. We'll never underestimate you. Call us at 606-487-3293 to learn more.
For over 100 years, Buckhorn Children and Family Services has been changing lives across Kentucky, providing compassionate care, healing, and hope to families in need. From addiction treatment to foster care, residential treatment, and more, our programs help families and individuals build strong, healthy futures. Whether it's through evidence-based treatment for children or life-changing support for adults, we're answering God's call to make a lasting impact. Join us in changing lives and restoring hope. Please visit buckhorn.org or send your support to Buckhorn Children and Family Services in Buckhorn, Kentucky. Together, we can build strong, thriving families.
Come see us at Jackson Medical Clinic Family Healthcare in Jackson for all your medical needs. Now also offering behavioral healthcare services. The clinic is open 7 days a week and will have new extended hours of operation beginning on January 1st, 2024. Hours of operation will be from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. With a hometown atmosphere, come let our family take care of yours.
Welcome back to Kiwanis Park. We are in the bottom of the third inning. Emma Allen in the box for the Lady Wolves. First strike swinging, and Chloe Hayes comes up with it, kind of using, what do we always say, two hands while you're learning. She was holding on for dear life there. Um, the higher the pop fly, the harder it is to kind of lose focus there, but she maintained that for the first out for the Breathitt County Lady Cats.
And we're going to say that the wind just picked up there whenever she was
Absolutely.
under that ball.
Absolutely. Harper Holbrook is in the box for the Lady Wolves. She flew out in the first, and the shortstop made a good play on it, and it just kind of hit the glove of Hayes and bounced away. So Holbrook is on first base. And the top of the Wolfe County lineup is coming up. Reagan Patton, she's 2 for 2 today. And again, looking to slap or hit from that left side.
Slap has been she's been very successful with it so far this game. Well, I say that, but she's been very successful so far from when I've seen her. Not necessarily just this game, but overall.
Absolutely. I've not got a chance to watch them a whole lot this season. I just enjoy watching the slap hitters and the bunters, and I like the small ball, but I know you have to have everything in order to compete at all levels. So, but when a slapper steps in, I'm always excited to to see what they can do. She's ahead in the count here. 2-1 is the count, and she puts it into play. Nope, it's gonna go out. Foul ball in left field. She's just pushing it down that line, either on the ground to the 6th hole, or she's just pushing it down that left field line. She got a double in the second doing just that, just out of reach of Hayes in left field. I believe I heard him say the count was 2-2 here, so. Up in the zone. Count should be full on Patton. Sounded like he said the same thing.
The Lady Cat's been very reactive here, trying to keep stolen base from happening.
And that is ball 4. So Patton will reach base on a walk. And that moves Holbrook to second base. Got runner in a scoring position and a lot of speed on the bases right now for Chloe Creech, who reached on an error in the first and then hit a home run in the second. So we'll see if she's looking to swing away here. Back checks the sign, ready for the delivery. And she is looking to swing away here. Hits the ball to center field. And they are sending Holbrook home, and Patton will be at third base. and Creech will reach safely at first. So another run across here. We are now 8-0 in favor of the Wolfe County Lady Wolves. And Kenzie Miller will step into the box. She had a sacrifice in the first and then a single in the second. She's showing bunt, and I believe that is so Creech can just advance to second base. So now runners at second and third for the Wolfe County Lady Wolves. A base hit scores one, if not two, here in that situation, and she is swinging away, fouls it out of play. Max waiting on her sign from her coach there. Want to make sure they're getting a good solid pitch call here. And she puts it into play to center field. Salyers has it. And there will be a tag at third base, and it just gets by Bolin, and Creech will advance to third. So again, we've got another sack by Miller for the second out of the inning. Another run across for the Wolfe County Lady Wolves. And Abby Sloan is your batter for the Wolves. And she takes strike one. Count is 0-1 on Sloan. Everybody's checking signs from everywhere here. Back steps onto the mound, and we're ready for her delivery. And she chases a pitch there a little bit for strike two. Again, just trying to help be helpful to your team, score some runs, keep the game moving along. She does get a piece of that one, fouls it back. Count will stay 0-2 on Sloan. 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning. Pitches outside. Sloan lays off that one. 1-2 is your count. Again, Creech is at third base, and we've got 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning. And she rips one. Creech hit the deck there for her own safety. Everybody's kind of scrambling out of the way. This is what we experienced yesterday when that's a very hot line over there,
I
third
believe,
base.
I believe we had 2 players, a coach and an ump, all hit the ground on that hit.
I believe so. She was waking everybody up. So count is still 1-2 on Sloan, and they're switching balls out here. Possibly just got a little cut on it or something. Tends to happen a lot the more they're hit. So see what the pitch the back brings here. High and a little outside in the zone. 2-2. Count is even on Sloan. She's being aggressive and patient at the same time. So she rips that one up the middle for a base hit and an RBI. So good at bat for Sloan there. 3 runs across for the Wolfe County Lady Wolves. The score is now 10-0 to their advantage. Taylor Sword, who is 0 for 2 in the game, steps into the box. Back checks the sign. And she is first strike swinging to third base. And Bella Napier makes the play for the third out of the inning. So I've got 3 runs on 2 hits. 1 error for the Lady Cats and 1 base on balls in that inning.
And we will take a quick break while the Lady Wolves warm up, and we'll be right back in a
that you and your loved ones deserve. Breathitt Funeral Home, premium service at an affordable price when only the best will do.
Variety Pizza, located at 1189 Main Street in Jackson, has been family owned and operated for over 45 years, serving the community with fresh, homemade, and handcrafted pizzas, sandwiches, salads, and more. Carry out or stay and enjoy the newly renovated dining areas with private party spaces available. Stop by and see Lee and Al or call 666-5454 for Variety Pizza. SEC Auto Sales, located at 1557 Highway 15 South in Jackson, is the fastest growing pre-owned dealership in the area. Whether you're looking for a used or new-to-you vehicle, SEC has you covered. Think you can't get finance? Well, think again. They have the best interest rates available, serving all of Eastern Kentucky. Let them show you an easy buying experience. Come on down and see Jeff, Dwayne, and the rest of the gang. Call 606-272-6888 or visit them online at secautosales.com.
We are back in Jackson, Kentucky at Kiwanis Park for the top of the fourth inning. The Wolfe County Lady Wolves are currently leading the Breathitt County Lady Cats 10-0, but they're looking to change that in the top of the fourth. They have the top of their lineup coming up. Bella Napier in the box. She takes a pitch low.
The Lady Cat's still looking to get a hit. So far, they've swung at it and made contact with it a couple times, just haven't been able to get on base any with those hits.
Well, with a solid pitcher like Noble, it does take a little bit of time kind of to get that timing. Another ball low there to Napier. So far, she's still consistent in the zone. She's got 6 strikeouts on the evening, and it's just taking a little bit of time for them to kind of get settled in and confident in the box. So, and she puts down a bunt, and it goes foul. Count is 2-1 on Napier. Just trying to, I guess, catch him off guard. The fielders were back on that. Certainly didn't seem to be looking for a bunt. The catcher came out really quick and was ready to make that play, but it went foul. And again, showing the bunt, everybody's crashing, and the count is now 2-2 on Napier. And I think I knew she could bunt, and she bunts well, but I've only ever seen her swinging, and she swings the bat just as well as as well as she bunts. So let's see what she does here. And just a swing and a miss there for 7th strikeout of the game for Sammy Noble. First out for the Breathitt County Lady Cats in the top of the fourth. Hayla Bolin, the catcher, steps into the box. And she struck out in the first inning in her first at bat. So, and they, like I said, you cannot fault. They're just having trouble catching up to it, but you cannot fault the aggression of seeing strikes and going after them. And yesterday that worked beautifully for them in the semifinals, and I'm sure that they were hoping for that same result today. Oh, There we go. We've got a hit into center field, but the center fielder, Creech, does handle it for the second out of the inning. And that's maybe the spark that they need, putting the bat on the ball and putting it into play. So 2 outs here for the Lady Cats. Raylan back is the batter. Noble checks the sign, and we're ready for her delivery. Corners aren't crashing, and she fouls it back off the backstop for strike one. So the count is 0-1 on back. Noble checks her sign, and we're ready for her delivery. 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning for the Lady Cats. Takes the pitch high. Count is even at 1-1. Again, aggressiveness and patience all at the same time. If you're going to go, go, and if you're not, make sure that you're laying off pitches that you can't drive. So back showing a lot of maturity in the box. So pitches low and outside. Back is ahead of the count, 2-1.
I feel like I mention this every time I work a Breathitt softball game, but back, even though she is in 8th grade, she does have quite a bit of varsity level experience already in multiple sports. So that experience is almost already there as an 8th grader, so that's very impressive.
Again, just lays off a pitch that I've seen a lot of batters chase, and she is way ahead in the count here, 3-1. And when you watch her, you really can't tell the difference in the age gap of her and her teammates. So Noble comes back with strike 2. Count is full, 3-2 with 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. Noble's checking her sign, and she'll be bringing this payoff pitch here to back. And she gets a walk, and that's something. Something positive. First base runner for the Lady Cats in this game. And Lexi Pelfrey stepping into the box. And she had a good at-bat in the second inning, but Noble did earn the strikeout.
Pelfrey could be the power that the Lady Cats need right now to be put on the board.
She's just a little out in front of it. She fouls it off. Thank goodness I know where my car is parked. she dinged a car there in the parking lot at Kiwanis, which
It did bounce off the hood of a car at least.
we mentioned it yesterday that the parking lot is rather close to Pelfrey's zone there. Oh, and she just gets one by the shortstop. She makes a diving play on it and just can't come up with it. And we now have something started here. We've got 2 runners on. Pelfrey with a base hit at first, and Raylan back is at second base.
That does achieve the Lady Cats' first hit of the game.
Absolutely. Tinley Hayes is the batter for the Breathitt County Lady Cats. And here we go with our delivery. Looks like she might have got that a little bit in on the handle, fouled it off for strike 1. It didn't have the sound of when you're hitting it in the solid part of the bat. Noble checks the sign.
Definitely just a little late on that swing. It almost sounded like it bounced off her hand a little bit.
I was worried about that. She seemed okay, so I didn't want to mention it. And just a snag by the third baseman, Kenzie Miller, and she tags third for the 3rd out of the inning. So fielder's choice on that one.
And again, guys, we will go to a commercial break. Thanks again for our sponsors, and thank you all for watching Bluegrass Sports Nation.
Since 1962, Citizens Bank and Trust of Jackson has been proud to serve the community. They care about the people of Breathitt County and are the only locally owned bank in the community. With 2 branches in Jackson and 1 in Beattyville, they're never too far away when you need them. And with the latest innovations in banking, keeping track of your finances has never been easier. Helping to grow Breathitt County as leaders for over 60 years. That's Citizens Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Come see us at Jackson Medical Clinic Family Healthcare in Jackson for all your medical needs. Now also offering behavioral healthcare services. The clinic is open 7 days a week and will have new extended hours of operation beginning on January 1st, 2024. Hours of operation will be from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. With a hometown atmosphere, come let our family take care of yours.
Holbrook Equipment, located just off the Mountain Parkway in Campton, Kentucky, has been your hometown construction and agriculture equipment dealer since 1981. When you're looking for quality, dependable, and efficient equipment, Holbrook is where you can find it. Proud dealers of Kubota, Hyundai, Vermeer, and Lampride equipment, Holbrook prides themselves on matching each customer's unique needs with the equipment that will serve them the best. Come see them today and visit their website at holbrookequipment.com or give them a call at 606-668-7261.
Over 100 years, Buckhorn Children and Family Services has been changing lives across Kentucky, providing compassionate care, healing, and hope to families in need. From addiction treatment to foster care, residential treatment, and more, our programs help families and individuals build strong, healthy futures. Whether it's through evidence-based treatment for children or life-changing support for adults, we're answering God's call to make a lasting impact. Join us in changing lives and restoring hope. Please visit buckhorn.org or send your support to Buckhorn Children and Family Services in Buckhorn, Kentucky. Together, we can build strong, thriving families.
And welcome back to Kiwanis Park. We do have a pitching change for the Breathitt County Lady Cats. Mahala Bolin is now on the mound for the Lady Cats in the bottom of the 4th inning, hoping just to give the Wolfe County Wolves a different look. They are leading in the game 10-0 in the bottom of the 4th, with Sammy Noble, the pitcher for the Wolves, in the batter's box. Pitch is low for ball 1.
It also looks like back has been moved down to catcher, so they essentially just switched spots.
I don't believe that in the games that I've covered for Breathitt that I've seen her at catcher, but I don't doubt that I don't doubt that she can successfully be a catcher. So pitch was a little outside there, 2-0 on Noble. So Bolin just wants to settle in here, find her strike zone, and hopefully give them a little bit different look and allow them to get a spark in the top of the 5th inning. Noble puts it into play to Pelfrey. Good stretch by the first baseman, but the umpire said that she pulled. So Noble will reach base in the bottom of the 4th. I'm sorry, the bottom of the 4th inning. And Reagan Holbrook is the batter for the Lady Wolves. Pitches up in the zone for ball 1. Bolin checks her sign, is ready for her delivery here. Again, up in the zone for ball 2. So 2-0 on Holbrook. She's put the ball in play both times, but has yet to reach base on her own here in this game. Again, she's looking for something that she can drive here. She fouls it out of play on the right side. The count is now 2-1.
Noble's still at first base. Takes the pitch high. A little throw down to first to check Noble down there. Count is 3-1 on Holbrook. And again, looking to put this in play here. Fouls the pitch off. The count is full on Holbrook, 3-2. No outs for the Lady Wolves in the bottom of the fourth. She puts it into play hard here in center field over the head of the center fielder. And Noble will stop at second. And Holbrook was looking to ram first there, maybe get a double out of that hit. But she will hold at first base. So she just exploded on that ball. So runners at first and second with Emma Allen. And she is 1 for 2 on the evening. She will step into the box to face Bolin. She had a double in the second inning. And the ball is by the catcher back, and both runners advance. So Sammy Noble is now at third, and Reagan Holbrook is at second. Count is 1-0 on Emma Allen. Pitch looks to be high. 2-0 is the count. Pitch is low. 3-0. I think she's just got a lot of pressure on her here. She's just really having trouble finding her zone here in this inning. I think if she can do that, it'll just really take a lot of that nervous energy off of her. Count is 3-0 on Allen. And there we go with a strike. 3-1 to Allen. No outs in the bottom of the fourth. And that is ball 4. So bases are loaded. Got Allen at first, Holbrook at second, and Noble at third. And Harper Holbrook is your batter. Bolin checks her sign. Holbrook steps into the box. And she is first strike swinging. Foul ball on the right field line for strike 1. 0-1 on Harper Holbrook. No outs, bases loaded. And again, she just pops it back. Looks like she may be just a tad bit behind this pitch. 0-2 is the count on Harper Holbrook. Off-speed pitch. She gets her bat on it, and Salyers just seemed like it just kept floating. And one run is across, and runners move. 11-0 is your score. The Lady Wolves are leading the Lady Cats. We have Reagan Holbrook at third, Emma Allen at second base, and Harper Holbrook at first base. And Reagan Patton the lefty, is your hitter here. She is 3 for 3, 2 hits and a walk in this game. Pitch is low. It's by the catcher, but the runners are not able to advance. Bat got to that quickly and kept those runners from advancing. Count is 1-0 on Patton. Again, the ball just kind of looped by her there. 2-0 is the count on Patton. She takes a strike there. She was way ahead in the count. Count is now 2-1. Again, the bases are loaded with no outs in the bottom of the fourth. She just pushes it down the third base line, and it just goes foul. So 2-2 on Patton. The score is 11-0 in favor of the Lady Wolves. Pitch is low and in the dirt for ball 3. The count is now full on Patton. And she takes ball 4. And all runners will advance. Reagan Holbrook will score. Emma Allen is at third. Harper Allen is at second. And Reagan Patton is at first. 2 walks, 2 hits for her in this game. And Chloe Creech is in the batter's box for the Wolves. She reached on an error in the first, home run in the second, and a base hit in the third inning. And Bolden takes her sign, ready for the delivery here. She jumps on that one. It's high in the air, and it is her second home run of the game, a grand slam for the Lady Wolves. And some days you just look at the ball and it's as big as a beach ball, and you just hit it as far as you want. And that seems to be the case for Creech here tonight. So we have 6 runs across this inning for the Wolfe County Lady Wolves, and that will be the ball game. The final score, 16-0 in Jackson, Kentucky at Kiwanis Park. The Wolfe County Lady Wolves are your 55th District Fast Pitch Softball Tournament champions.
Wolves got off to a hot start and just did not look back at any point. And of course, if you are a little new to the sport of fast pitch softball, at any point, if there is a 15-point lead, I believe it is, the game is over from that point on. So that is why the Wolfe County Lady Wolves and the Breathitt Lady Cats game is just ended, and that is why the Lady Wolves are your 2025 softball 55th District champions.
And it looks like the teams are powwowing here, and they'll be presenting some hardware here in just a moment.
And while they set up and everything, we'll take a quick commercial break or two and be right back at you here in about a minute here on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
Wolfe County is widely known as a rock climbing and hiking destination, but is now quickly becoming known for its great restaurants and entertainment venues. Venues like Skybridge Station, where you can see live music on the weekends or go to Tuesday night trivia. Kel's Patriot Pizza, Spanx Franks, Dixie Freeze, Beef Finca, 145 Stakeout, which has live music most weekends, The Brick, Red Point Barbecue, and Bites and Bargains. Wolfe County is naturally gorgeous, and Wolfe County Tourism invites you to stop in and try one of these great restaurants on your next visit.
Just up the road in Erlanger, Kentucky's own playing card company produces more than 5 billion cards a year. We know because we're Kentucky's insurance company, insuring all sorts of property damage involving your auto and home, but not your house of cards. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
Welcome back to Kiwanis Park. We have just finished the finals of the 55th District Fast Pitch Softball Tournament, and the Wolfe County Lady Wolves have defeated the Breathitt County Lady Cats 16-0 in 4 innings. And we're getting ready to start the presentation of awards to both teams. We do want to let you know that the regional tournament will be drawn, and I think the first round of games we're hearing, but please check Bluegrass Sports Nation for confirmation. The first round will be Saturday. I think there's 4 games, and we'll be covering as many of those as we can. So,
The way that will work is, since the Lady Wolves have won the 55th district, they will be playing someone that loses from another district, and then the Lady Cats of Breathitt will be playing a winner from another district, and both teams will be moving on to the 14th region tournament. And then again, we're being told that that's on Saturday, and we knew that there was one on Saturday and one on Monday, but we didn't know if it was softball or baseball or which was which. So we believe baseball is on Monday, and I'm fairly certain all 4 games will be on all 4 softball games will be on Saturday, and all 4 opener baseball games will be on Monday.
And as always, we're always watching the weather. We encourage you to do the same. If we find out about a postponement, as always, we post that on the Bluegrass Sports Nation site, so check that often. Otherwise, we hope you tune in on Saturday for the opening round of the 14th Region Softball Tournament.
And unfortunately, folks, we do not have a camera angle for trophy presentation, but we do have Brendan Miller down here with a camera, and those photos will be on Facebook on Bluegrass Sports Nation shortly. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and we'll play a commercial and cut it out of here. So we'll be right back in about 30 seconds on Bluegrass Sports Nation.
SEC Auto Sales, located at 1557 Highway 15 South in Jackson, is the fastest growing pre-owned dealership in the area. Whether you're looking for a used or new-to-you vehicle, SEC has you covered. Think you can't get finance? Well, think again. They have the best interest rates available, serving all of Eastern Kentucky. Let them show you an easy buying experience. Come on down and see Jeff, Dwayne, and the rest of the gang. Call 606-272-6888 or visit them online at secautosales.com.